Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. So the Hawks will get the first possession. Now here's Kuminga. Outside Nesmith. Over James. That one a little long. And so Thompson will bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. It's James with the drive. And slam dunk by James.
Even though he's a little older now, wow, LeBron can still rip off some incredible moves.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And in the front end of the back-to-back. What's important?
Well, BA, most coaches treat this one like a regular game. Try to win. Don't worry about the minutes. Tomorrow, they may adjust the rotations a bit. Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
From behind the arc. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Here's Atlanta with the ball. Left side, Wembanyama. Pass to Castle. With the drive. Up and in on the layup.
Yeah, and that's where Castle is most effective, when he's getting downhill and attacking.
Here's James. And he drops in the layup off the glass. James has gotten his second bucket.
Now, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And so much fight in Josh Giddey. He showed it on the interior that time.
And Atlanta with possession here. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. You know, Grant, you talk to scouts about Stephon Castle. They just feel like this guy's a winner.
Well, certainly we saw that at Connecticut. Now, as a freshman, he was a key piece in their title run. He actually turned up his game in the tournament, and that's rare for any freshman.
Here's Johnson. Excellent D there from O'Neal.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss. That's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
And he's headed to the line for two. He gets the whistle there. Well, Grant, even though it looks like LeBron could play forever, he stated that he doesn't have much time left.
Well, it's unbelievable that he sustained this level of excellence for as long as he has. I would be surprised if we see this type of longevity ever again.
Giddey's got space. The rebound by Turner.
And the defense gets bailed out by the miss. He usually converts that.
Count the basket. James has got 6.
Once James gets the ball in close, it's game over. Put up those 2 points.
It's Giddey on the wing. The rebound by Turner. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Suns. Trailing by 2. And it's James with the jam.
You're still dunking with ease. James is a physical specimen.
And that one's good. Giddey.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Outside Johnson. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. Still Phoenix's ball. Phoenix calls timeout. Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Out to the wing. Here's Niang. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Nice handoff by Caldwell Pope, making a well-timed pass.
Here's Castle. Pass to Nesmith. Left side Giddey. Phoenix grabs the miss.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I caught up with Quinn Snyder. We talked about this matchup here tonight, specifically what his team wants to do against Miles Turner. Coach told me we need to push him out of the paint whenever we can, make him a jump shooter, and live with those results. If we can do that, I think we'll be in great shape. Guys, back to you.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Hey, he's looking good so far. 4 for 8 from the field.
And sometimes defenders just forget how tall Giddey is. I mean, the 6'8" guard is solid finishing inside.
Here's Wembanyama. Takes it inside. There's a minute 12 left in the first quarter here. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Giddey. And Turner with the block.
An impressive shot blocker. Turner's combination of size and timing on defense is so valuable.
Pass to Niang. Outside Murray. And out of bounds. Atlanta will have it. The Hawks leading. Here's Giddey. Sinks that one. Now shooting 5 of 10 and looking sharp.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
Murray, no good. And Atlanta with possession here. To the inside. Ooh, stolen by Murray. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Hauser. Atlanta with a rebound. Here we go, one-on-one. There's Wembanyama. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
And with the 8-foot wingspan of Wembanyama, it feels like he releases the ball halfway to the bucket.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
The drive by Murray. Pass to Turner. Here's Hauser. Phoenix no good that time either. Here's Wembanyama. Shot from the low post is good.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
And so it's Josh Giddey making highlights for the Hawks. He put together 10 points in the quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint, just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want close.
Nails it from beyond the arc. Murray's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Well, if Murray's knocking those down, that's going to keep defenders honest.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Murray for 3. Again, the miss by Murray. The Hawks lead by 7. Coach, when you watch Wemby, it's not the height that jumps out. It's the way he moves with that height.
Yeah, Brian, I've been around the NBA a long time, and you think you've seen it all. But when you see someone with Wembanyama's size and the things he can do, his ball handling, his shooting range, the way he moves, blocking shots, this guy is one of a kind.
Feels like he's emerging as the face of the NBA soon.
I think that's what we all expect.
Outside, Caldwell Pope. Pass to Hauser. 4 on the clock. Oh, it's blocked by Wembanyama.
With great mobility and the 8-foot wingspan, yes, 8 foot, Wembanyama easily wipes that shot away.
Wide open. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Wembanyama's got 6.
Yeah, he has a really nice feel from that spot, and the size is a clear advantage.
Yeah, once you see that advantage from the sideline, you just want to yell at him to shoot the ball.
Boy, Murray eats up ground in a hurry. You blink, and suddenly he's at the rim.
Porter from outside. Three-pointer. They get the rebound. Outside for Wembanyama. They shoot again! And it's Atlanta scoring again.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive. Hard to convert against that kind of defensive pressure.
Yeah, that's the kind of aggressive defense you always want to see on the interior.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Phoenix calls timeout. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
Knifing to the rim with such power. Watching LeBron on the attack is so much fun.
Right side, Paul. Inside. And stolen by Boucher. James with the focus.
Yeah, no doubt about it. LeBron is in attack mode tonight. He's looking to score every time he touches the ball.
And here's Paul. No points yet. Pass to Hardaway. From deep. He drops it from range. And the Hawks lead by 10.
And they're winning and playing with great confidence, but they need to be more efficient with those three-pointers. Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Phoenix shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. Good on the second one.
The versatility of James remains so impressive. He does so many things so well.
Paul with it. He's picked up by Conley. Paul with it. Driving in. Yep, that one goes.
I've heard Paul say that the most important part of the game is ball handling. I tell you what, I think so too if I had his handles.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Alex.
Hey, BA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said, growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. The players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie. Here's James. Excellent D there from Kuminga.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Yeah, and Hardaway isn't known for his passing, but he'll find you when you're open.
Here's James. LeBron! Here's one down.
Well, he's great when he's attacking the basket. That's when he's at his best.
Right side, Kuminga. And good, as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
James. And it's James with the jam.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Just great positioning to get the rebound, then get it back up.
Nice shot by Kuminga.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finding his offense.
To the middle. Oh, Kuminga, strong like bull.
And you'd think their lead would hold as long as they continue to shoot like this.
Trent outside. Knocked away. And stolen by Paul. Outside Kuminga. It's stolen by James. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. That one goes. Count it.
Well, that's where Johnson does most of his scoring. He's very effective down low.
Now Paul. Outside Hardaway. Takes a three. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Boucher outside. Here's James. And so it's Atlanta earning his break in the action, up 10. Getting. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Suns trail by 10. Pass to Trent. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Kuminga. And he lobs it up. And the lob disrupted. Not to be. Oh, LeBron! hammers it home.
What an athletic slam by LeBron, showing these young guys how it's done.
Dan, when you talk to others about Keldon Johnson, one of the things you hear is that he's a natural leader.
Yeah, Brian, look, the intangibles with him are off the charts. This is a guy that got on the...
Whoa! Are you kidding? LeBron!
Playing from behind, it's amazing he chose a dunk with that high a difficulty rating.
Yeah, no question. That was a stellar move with plenty of swagger. And Bataze gets it to go.
Setting each other up beautifully, I love it. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assists.
Outside Johnson. Pass to Conley. Uncovered. Rebounded by the Hawks. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Porter gets the bucket. And it's a 12-point Atlanta lead.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Now Trent. Driving inside. Out to James. Left side Conley. And he banks in the layup. Conley's got 5.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
Here's Bataze. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's going to go on Gary Trent. Grant, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
Now a timeout called by Phoenix.
It may be a players' league, but the coaches obviously play a big part as well.
And this is when a coach earns his paycheck. Analyze the situation and give your players the information they need to.
Suns trail by 11. Now here's Murray. He's got 5. Over Giddey. Murray, no good. And Giddey has got the ball here for Atlanta. Here's Wembanyama. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot there.
Yeah, such a difficult frame to guard. Wembanyama draws the foul easily.
And both free throws good for Wembanyama.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
And once again, off the mark by Phoenix.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Nesmith's shot is off.
Well, after 3 straight minutes, that's the first miss of the half.
And it's Murray off the drive. And Grant, DeJounte Murray, a bit of a throwback player. He's comfortable attacking at all 3 levels.
Yeah, VA. I mean, he does a lot of work in the mid-range for a guard. He's very comfortable with any shot on the floor. Not shy about putting up a ton of attempts if that's what's needed.
Well, you know, guys, just a bunch of ways Murray contributes on both ends.
Oh, just an easy reverse for him. He has nice feel and touch around the bucket.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Caldwell Pope's shot is off. Atlanta leading by 13. The 3 from Wembanyama. The rebound by Murray. And it's Phoenix's ball. Down low. Here's Johnson. Misses in close. And here's the fast break. For 3, O'Neal sends it home from three-point land. O'Neal's got his first 3 points of the game. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
We hear players proclaiming their love for the game, but former sharpshooter J.J. Redick said there's a distinction between loving the competition itself and loving the game. and everything that goes into that. Guys say, I just want to play. Well, do you want to do all of the necessary things that lead up to that? Hey, Brian, 15 NBA seasons for Redick. He'd know.
Certainly would. Thanks, Allie.
Yeah, he hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient right now.
B.A., the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, that's absolutely even smooth when he's powering it home like that. The Hawks lead by 17. Outside Giddey. Here's the floater. The rebound by Murray. There's a minute 26 left in the third quarter.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
And Turner with the block. Stolen by Giddey. The three from Wembanyama. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. After this game, they can look forward to Washington, where they'll match up against the Wizards. That'll be just the second road game of 5 in a row. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Seems like every team in the league could use a player like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yeah, Brian, look, the term 3 and D at times seems like a backhanded compliment, but not with KCP. He does both the 3 and the D at elite levels.
Always takes the toughest backcourt assignment and more than holds down his own. And out of bounds, Atlanta will have it.
And a misconnection there. Fans guarding their beverages. That's a pass he'd like back for sure.
Outside Giddey. Pass to Nesmith. Puts up a deep 3. They grab their own miss. He gets it in there. Wembanyama's got 6 in the quarter.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
And Murray launches it from deep. And the Suns miss again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
From deep, Wembanyama. That one doesn't go. He's now 5 for 9 in this one. On the wing, Murray. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Here's Castle. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Oh, that was nasty. A 2-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks ending. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Atlanta with possession here. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Into the lane. Back to Wembanyama. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
Yeah, more points coming from inside. In that respect, they've been the more aggressive team.
Pass to Caldwell-Pope. Here's Johnson. Rebound Atlanta.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Here's Wembanyama. Driving to the basket. Oh! Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
And part of what makes Wembanyama so dangerous, a big guy who can push the pace. At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
Good. 8 buckets in 12 attempts.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Pass to Hauser. And one of the findings in a recent league report, Stan, back-to-backs, not a major risk for injury, it seems.
Well, you know, Brian, I had a player that I greatly respected tell me that his preference would be to play 41 back-to-backs during the year because then you get 2 days off in between games. That really what was harder was playing every other day and never getting a break of a couple of days. So, look, you have to play through a lot of different situations and things, but I think back-to-backs are certainly overestimated.
Interesting. Something to consider for sure. Pass to Johnson. Here's Hauser. The rebound by Nesmith. Here's Wembanyama. The rebound by Turner. And so it's Phoenix with it. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. To get back on track. And it's good on the layup.
Well, KCP's still got the handles more than a decade into his career.
Pass to Hauser. And here's Johnson. Here's Caldwell Pope. Giddey defends. And he slams it in one-handed.
Well, Caldwell Pope is one of those guys who just loves to come after you.
Outside Giddey. Top of the key. And the jumper is good.
Got his man all tangled up. I mean, serious crossover.
Here's Murray. The rebound by Atlanta.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
To the paint. Outside for Wembanyama. Hauser grabs the board. And it's Phoenix's ball. Murray from outside. O'Neal pulls it in.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there. And, of course, that one was just crazy.
Pass to Caldwell Pope. Stan, there are lots of loud arenas in the NBA. What was the toughest place for you to win?
Well, Brian, it was against whoever had the best players on the other side.
Phoenix calls timeout.
Coach definitely wants to talk about their interior defense, which has not been impressive.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
So both teams changing it up here. To the middle. Here's Conley. That falls. Nice feed that time from James.
Yeah, not just a jump shooter. Conley is also adept at finding real estate close to the rim.
For three, Hardaway. And it's Boucher with the rebound.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And that one's good from Conley. The Hawks lead by 23. Hardaway on the wing. Shoots over Thompson. Outside O'Neal. Let's go with a three. On target from range.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Hawks.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And they'll chalk this up as their third win of the year.
And that's a sweep of the season series. It's clear who the matchup favored. They'll wish they could have seen more of these guys.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, that work he's shown on the glass has been spectacular. You love to see that as a coach.
For three, O'Neal. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Back to Niang. It's rebounded by Batase. Outside Hardaway. Nails the 16-footer.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two.
Man, you can't be overzealous trying to stop Hardaway Jr. because this is what will get you in trouble.
The first free throw is good. Hardaway hits them both. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Here's James. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
And the muscle LeBron has helps him on these physical finishes, just bouncing off the defense.
Hardaway with it. And so it's Atlanta easily grabbing this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort, and they were just dominant out there.
And that'll wrap it up.
Hell. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. For the Atlanta Hawks earlier this season, they were the winning team in the last matchup against Phoenix.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
And Wembanyama gets the bucket. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Now, here's Kuminga. After LeBron James's miss. Outside Kuminga. Here's Nesmith. Nailed from three-point land.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
It's rebounded by Nesmith.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, and the Hawks making a change here. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama. And David Aldridge spoke with Quinn Snyder. David?
I asked him about the game plan to contain LeBron James, and he laughed. He said, there's a way to contain LeBron James. All we can do is try not to give him easy looks and force him to make tough plays. I guess that's the best you can do against King James.
Thank you, David. The Suns shooting their first free throws of the evening. You know, it's inevitable that a player's physical abilities diminish over the course of a career. But the thing that stands out to me about LeBron James is that he never lost his insatiable drive to win. Guys, if anything, he's gotten stronger. Now, here's Nesmith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. And it's sent back by Turner.
How about Turner's ability to anticipate when the shooter's going to release? Couldn't be better at timing his rejections.
And finished off by LeBron.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Here Here's Castle. Makes it off the glass.
I like how Castle plays at his pace, accelerating when he wants to.
Down low. Turner. Kicks it out to James. Pass to Thompson. Fires away from outside. Rebound by the Hawks.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
And Wembanyama gets it to go.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
And so it's Atlanta with it, following the miss by Miles Turner. Launches it. They get it again. The kick out to O'Neal. Lets the 3 fly. And his 3rd shot of the night, no good, 0 for 3. Outside Turner. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
On the wing, Johnson. The Suns need to get a shot off. Thompson with the bucket.
And this is Thompson's calling card, an exceptional shooter from downtown.
And with this call, the Suns, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for them.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first.
And they've had chances to score inside, just unable to convert.
The shot that time, not on target. Wembanyama outside. No good on the triple.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And stolen by James. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Miles Turner is simply a workhorse. I mean, he keeps plays alive with his length and activity.
Here's Wembanyama. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact. Is amazing. A generational talent for Wembanyama. The sky is the limit and the reality.
Here's James. And the dunk by James.
He plays with such an aggressive attitude. Even a sliver of daylight gets him to the rim.
Here's Giddey. O'Neal with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Unloads. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And they come out with a take-no-prisoner approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Klay Thompson understanding how to read the floor and make the right choice. Yes, he can score it, but good vision there.
O'Neal on the wing. Klay Thompson grabs the miss.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Johnson can't hit. The Hawks leading. Here's Castle. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Known for a strong defense, Castle is someone any coach would love to have. He is a hard-working rookie.
And he makes both free throws. Suns trail by 3. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
That is why the ticket price is what it is when LeBron is in town. Amazing dunk to finish the play.
Here's Castle. Back to Porter. Takes a 3. Offensive rebound. It'll count. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Both teams have it going. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on
Oh, epic move by LeBron!
LeBron James, ever the showman, with an exceptional slam there. One of the best dunkers in the history of the game.
Outside, Porter. Pass to Abaji. Clock at 6. Phoenix grabs the miss. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. That will be their second of this 5-game road. And James throws it down.
Vintage LeBron James. He's cooking, and this guy may be the best to have ever done it.
Pass to Abaji. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Good D by James. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix, where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting. Greg, what's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Phoenix leading by 3. Well, Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
They get the rebound. Pass to Gillespie. The three-pointer is right on target. Gillespie's got the lead up to 6 now for Phoenix.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Giddey, no one around him. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Giddey's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. It's blocked.
My goodness, Josh Giddey using every bit of that frame to send that one back.
Scooped up. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Wembanyama. Oh, there's the strength training. Wembanyama.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Hawks trailing. Wembanyama with that soft touch around the rim.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Outside for Caldwell Pope. Driving to the basket. And it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Giddey, no good. Pass to Looney. Put on the puck. And the Suns lead by 1.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Outside Hardaway. Wembanyama with it. And they get it back. For the 3. Offensive rebound.
Josh Giddey has the size to contribute on the glass. He aggressively does so there.
Here's Gillespie. Pass to Niang. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good.
The shot will not fall.
Well, that's not easy to box out like that. It's just great footwork, and that gave him just the time he needed.
Here's Looney. Good defense by Wembanyama.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
A minute 50 left now here in the second. From the arc, Wembanyama, what a high release on the 3.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
And the shot is good. Now it's a 6-point Hawks lead.
I'll tell you, he's in a rhythm and playing with purpose. Great first quarter, even better in the second.
Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Hauser. And he banks in a layup. Hauser's got his first points in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Hardaway. Takes it inside.
Well, there's big-time athleticism when you're talking about Hardaway. Puts it on the deck and relentless move to the cup.
Pass to Niang. Here's Gillespie. Wembanyama with the rebound.
And they continue to control the glass.
That one falls. Hardaway has got the lead up to 8 now for Atlanta.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
Boy, that's all by design now. Get the shot as soon as possible on that inbound pass.
Finished off the break. And now it's just a 4-point Atlanta lead.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Count the basket.
Well, that's about confidence and composure on the interior. Josh Giddey does stand 6'8", makes that a little easier.
Outside for Caldwell Pope. Good on the triple.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc. They can close out the quarter if they want to.
It's all about patience right here. Patience and execution. Get a good look.
I mean, a 6'8" playmaker. Giddey is a point forward, and he piles up the assists.
Over to the left wing. Gillespie. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Suns trail by 5. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Sinks the three-pointer. O'Neal's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Atlanta.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem. Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
In the corner, O'Neal with it. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Caldwell Pope. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Caldwell Pope's got 5 points so far.
And part of an overall effort for Kentavious going for higher percentage shots. That time working inside.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Alton.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoyed most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. Here's Reed. Pass to Abaji. Outside Hardaway. 5 to shoot. Over Caldwell Pope. Hardaway, no good. Suns trail by 7. Here's Hauser. Banked in off the glass. Hauser's got his second basket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Kept alive. Pass to Abaji. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by the Suns.
Boy, you can't buy a bucket. Shut out completely so far, and yet they're still ahead.
Here's Hauser, defended by Paul. Here's Looney, out to the right wing. And it's Gillespie missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And he's good on the 3-ball. Abaji got the lead up to 8 now for the Hawks.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Timeout called, the Suns.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Here's James. And that one clearly a foul. Hits the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
What's remarkable about LeBron is the complete command of the game. Not only his team, but you'll hear opponents joke about how well he knows their plays.
The Hawks leading by 6. Here's Castle. Wembanyama trying to free himself up. And the basket by Castle. Castle's got 6.
I love that basket from Castle. Heady play from the rookie.
GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
Size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
Oh, my goodness. Gary Trent Jr. saying, Pops, I got a little hops in my game, too.
Wembanyama outside from downtown. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Back to Johnson. Pass to Turner. And stolen by Giddey. O'Neal, that's a 2-pointer. The rebound by Turner.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Murray right side. Out to Turner. It's Trent on the wing. Here's LeBron. Slammed in by Turner.
Miles Turner covered tightly, but nonetheless scores it. That is really well done.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
I think the other thing they've done exceptionally well tonight is shoot the mid-range and take advantage of those opportunities. Anytime they're given a look, they have delivered.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You could see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
LeBron drives in.
And what you're seeing is LeBron James get to the spots on the floor he wants to, and now you're going to have to try to break his rhythm. That's tough to do.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
.35 seconds left to play in the third. Right wing. 5 on the clock. Here's Nesmith. And the rejection by James.
That size and length and strength, LeBron, a tough one to try to shoot over.
Pass to Murray. For the tie. And the 3 ball is good. Murray's got the game tied up here for the Suns.
And now this game's taken on a whole new feel since halftime.
What energy we're seeing. Something has lit a fire under both of these teams.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. It's Atlanta. Up 3. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Pass to Giddey. To the middle. Here's Wembanyama. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's Nesmith. And they recover it.
Oh, tough play underneath there to give them another possession. Just what they were hoping for. A little more time off the clock.
Johnson. Yes, that's LeBron picking up the assist.
Yeah, that was the third straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And the shot goes in.
So elusive when handling the rock. What a move by Josh Giddey.
Johnson outside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
So Johnson hits 2 of them.
And one thing you got to love about Johnson, his energy. The man doesn't take his foot off the gas.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. O'Neal wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
I'll tell you, despite the struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
Incredible athleticism from Murray, a combo guard with some serious elevation.
It's Murray with the jam.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game today going in their direction.
As this one is, that's a statement play saying, hey, listen, we're not here to back down from you guys.
Bryant's to the hoop. And it's Murray with the jam.
And once the acceleration for Murray hits you, he's gone.
Wembanyama looking it over. Inside. Great D that time from LeBron. Pass to Johnson. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Already one of the best passers in the NBA, Josh Giddey. DB, what's next for him?
I think the only thing that has to improve is the consistency from range shooting. It's such an important aspect for a guard to play. But he's shown a willingness and a found confidence in that perimeter game. And let's remember, Kev, he's in his early 20s. There's so much time for development.
The Hawks trail by 4. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Castle. To the inside. Pass to Giddey. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Bitadze. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Keldon Johnson.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's the only option.
He's off on the second. Suns leading by 3. kicks it out to LeBron. A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And that one's good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
The kick out to O'Neal. And the shot goes in.
This guy is quickly developing into an outstanding playmaker, Josh Giddey. Nice setup.
At the elbow, it's James. Johnson outside. And it's Trent in the corner. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Here's Castle. The rebound by Turner. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Phoenix Suns. 3-point lead.
Gary Trent Jr. has been fearless since the moment he stepped into the NBA. How about that big-time bucket?
James outside. Outside for Murray. Johnson, a wide open look. Off target from 3-point range. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Castle. And it's sent back by Turner.
An elite rim protector and shot blocker. Turner excels at rising up and denying those shots.
Let's look at the energy stats. How the hustle game has been going for the Suns.
Great job by this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder said to his team. He challenged his team. He said they're not going to give us this one. We have to take it from them, starting now. We'll see if that message resonated. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Back to James. Conley left side. And the rejection by Wembanyama.
This has reached desperation time for him.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every... possession. That's what it's going to take here.
And this is what a franchise player does. Wemby coming up huge down the stretch.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. .32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the right side. Here's Niang. Chalk up 2 there. Oh, and he quieted down the crowd with that shot. Big play.
And that was a punch in the gut to those fans. I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Capable of guarding any position, LeBron is also skilled at just testing shots.
Pass to Castle. To the wing right side. They grab their own miss. Here's Giddey. Count it. Conley for 3. No good. So the Suns win it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.